We're going to get started, so if I can have everyone, for all the mentors who are here, if you can kindly get situated at your tables, and your mentees as well, and all the other guests, if you can please stand around the perimeters, we'd greatly appreciate it so we can kick off the day. Okay, well, good morning, everyone. I am Sheila Hess, I am City Representative, and I am so excited to be able to welcome each and every one of you to the 49th Annual PAL Day at City Hall presented by Toyota. So let's give a round of applause for everyone and to Toyota for sponsoring today. I just realized the PAL Day's been around as long as I've been born. So wow, 49 years. This is incredible. It's amazing to see such a room full of folks who are here to support all of our PAL students. And so I am also a very proud board member of the Police Athletic League, and it's incredible to see all of the PAL board members in attendance. So I want to give a special shout out to Bernie Prezenica from 6ABC, President and General Manager, who is also an incredible chairperson for PAL. So Bernie, thank you for your leadership. We greatly appreciate you. I also see Ron Rabina here and Jean Castellana, and I'm sorry if I missed other board members. If you just want to raise your hands, and thank you again for being here to support our students and the mission of PAL. So we have a big day. Welcome to our students. This day is about you. So you look amazing. You look so professional. I love it. So we better look out because you're going to be taking over our jobs for the day. You're going to get to have the most unique experience, a behind-the-scenes look that no one gets to do, and shadow your mentor for the entire day. So I encourage all of you you may have no interest in politics whatsoever, but guess what? There's a lot of work that we do that you don't consider politics. It's just doing what we need to do to make our city the best city ever. And it's up to you because you are our future leaders. You are going to be the ones running the city. You're going to be doing all the jobs that we have today. So ask questions. It's up to you to find out what it is that you really want to do when you grow up, right? And you'll be changing careers a lot, but this will give you an opportunity to see if this is something that you want to do. You may think you know what you want to do until you get to shadow your mentor. And when you do that, like I said, ask questions. Ask them how they got into it, why they're doing what they're doing, how they're doing what they're doing, and it may trigger you. And if you have ideas, we are the eyes and ears of the city of Philadelphia. We're always listening what people think we need to do better. We know we need to do better in a lot of things. We do the best that we can do with what we can do, but we need ideas, and that is yours. You have great ideas, and please don't feel awkward in sharing those ideas. So I encourage you all to do that today. Make the most of this amazing day. It's going to go so fast. So I want to give a round of applause to all of our mentors, our city officials who've taken time out of their busy, busy day. Their schedules are insane. And this meant so much to them that they've stepped up to say, yes, I want to mentor a student for this day to make an impact in their lives. So can I have a show of hands of all of our mentors who are our city officials here today? All right. Thank you so, so much for what you are doing for our students. But it's also, you see, a room full of Philadelphia police officers. And these police officers are the ones who are supporting our students. These are PAL officers who are doing what they do every day in the centers, and they are a mentor to each and every one of you all day long. That is that community policing. So we applaud and we salute and we say thank you so much to the Philadelphia police officers for all that you do every day to keep us safe, but also to change the lives of these students. So thank you for all the Philadelphia PAL police officers here as well. And of course, we have our volunteers and the amazing PAL staff, and we have our sponsors, and I said our board members, and my team, the Office of City Representative, who helped produce today's event. So it really takes a lot to make this day a success, and that's what we're going to have. So I I just want to say I'm incredibly impressed with the amount of students. I'm reading these bios about all of you and how the students were matched up. So take advantage of these experiences. This is an important day and the lessons that you will learn. So before we get started, I just want to say that this afternoon, we're doing something different. We're going to ask you feedback for today because every year we change it, and it's all because of you. You give us the feedback, what you liked, what you didn't like, what we can do better. So one of the things last year, they said they wanted to reconvene and come back to City Hall and hear from other panels. So you're with your mentor for the day. We're also going to be doing speed mentoring here in this session, and that's going to be exciting. I encourage you to ask for business cards to follow up and keep in contact. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go around for the tables, and you're going to get to meet other people that you won't be assigned to for the day. So that's your opportunity to meet as many people in the city government as possible. But this afternoon, we are going to have some city officials do a panel discussion right here next door in Conversation Hall, and you're going to get to hear a panel from our Women's Commission, our Youth Commission, as well as our Mayor's Office of Engagement and Volunteer Services, and Civic Engagement and Volunteer Services. I know all of you have community service for school. A lot of you volunteer on your own and do so many great things, but this is an opportunity to do something on behalf of the city of Philadelphia, and that's where we need you. There's a lot to be done, and it all starts with you. So thank you again for that. I am going to now share with you a very quick video. And this quick video was produced by our team here at the Office of City Representatives. So thank you so much, Kenneth Earl and Albert Lee, for what you've done. And this is going to give you that behind-the-scenes look of what goes on and the impact that you will have in the students' lives. And you'll see a lot of familiar faces in this video. So here we go. It's a very quick video. Thank you.
Well, we have our kids here shopping for their business attire for Pal Day at City Hall. It's a great opportunity for them to learn the appropriate dress to be able to go to a work day.
I just want to learn different job experiences because what I know is really limited, so I hope I can get more options because I'm not in college yet, but I'm soon to be, so I hope I find jobs that I might like and I could also study instead of the ones I already have in mind.
Well, the Pal Day at City Hall program started way before 1991 under Sally Berlin, such a great lady. I've noticed it over the past 28 years that the kids get a chance to see the inner workings of our government and our government officials and all, from the mayor, to the police commissioner, to the fire commissioner, all the way down to our city reps and councilmen, judges.
We're shopping for Pal Day at City Hall. This is Nicholas, and we're going to try to make sure that he has a nice outfit. He looks very businesslike, but of course, since he's young, you know, he likes to pop a little bit, so he wants to attract some eyes.
It's a good experience to have, you know.
What they gain in the knowledge of how city government works and the fact that they are able to, since they're going to be juniors and seniors, put this on college applications. I have seen so many kids come back to me and said one of the reasons that the college administrator in an interview accepted me was because I was City Hall whatever for the day. They thought that was really neat, and that's coming from college administrators.
Hopefully, I will experience the duties of whoever I will be shadowing.
The kids are really excited. We've helped a couple. It's the first time they've had a suit, the first time they've had dress shoes. This is an experience that they will remember, and not only will they have an outfit for that one-day experience, but they can take it off to school, college, a professional opportunity for them in the future.
I've gotten myself a jacket, a shirt, pants, and shoes.
I'm looking for some dressy type of uniform, you know, looks good on me. Right now, I got some pants, as you can see. Looking for a blazer top, so still shopping.
I've been at Powell since I was like about 5, me and all my cousins. And my favorite thing to do at Powell, we do a lot of events. I used to play basketball for their team.
It's just so like community oriented, so it's like a safe haven for kids. It's like you can meet other people in your neighborhood.
Basically, they're getting kids off the street to like just come in and play ball during the winter, so they don't have to be outside in the cold, and showing certain kids like what is really out there instead of them involved in the streets and all that.
As far as I go, it's been a great ride. It's been a great 28 years. I have so many fine memories. The officers, sponsors and in the kids. It all makes it work because, like they say, it takes a village to raise a child. We're just part of that. We have the family, we have the churches, we have PAL, all trying to raise good citizens for the future of Philadelphia.
All right, so you got to see the beautiful outfits that the students are wearing today and how they came about getting these. So thank you to Burlington Coat Factory as well for making that possible. So now we are going to talk about what PAL does, and that is, it gives me great pleasure to introduce a good friend and someone whose tireless efforts keeps the Police Athletic League a growing success, and that is all due to the fearless vision and leadership of Ted Qualley. Ted is our executive director of the Philadelphia PAL. Some people do not know, but Ted actually worked right here at City Hall and also in our managing director's office several years back, and he's had a few other careers in between, but we are fortunate to have him lead PAL. So he knows what you're all in for today based on the hard work that happens here every day. So Ted, take it away.
Thank you, Sheila. And as Sheila indicated, we shopped at Burlington Coat Factory, but I really want to take a moment to say thank you to our presenting sponsor, Toyota, because while Burlington gives us a discount, Toyota made that shopping trip possible. So thank you to our presenting sponsor, Toyota, for coming back and supporting this effort year after year. I also want to acknowledge the Deputy Police Commissioner and the entire police department. PAL is really, it's a partnership. And so as Sheila mentioned, there's a lot of people in this building today who individually can't maybe change the city of Philadelphia, but collectively really can. And so Sheila, I don't think we need to look any further than the youth out here to know who's going to take your job in the future, who's going to take my job. This is the future of our city, and we couldn't be prouder of what you've accomplished. Mayor Kenny, thank you for believing in our youth first and foremost, but more importantly, or selfishly perhaps, in the urgency of the mission and the value of the mission of Cops Helping Kids. So Mayor Kenny and Sheila, quite frankly, have been a catalyst for PAL to do a whole lot more. So when there's a lot of people coming together in the nonprofit world, we call this collective impact, right? As an individual, we can do some good things. Together, working collectively, we can do great things. So let me share a little bit about collective impact of what Mayor Kenny and Sheila Hess have been able to do. 4 years ago, this event had about 17 or 18 PAL kids in it, and as many city officials. What they did was bring in more city officials, which allowed us to bring in more youth, which created more opportunity. I look over here, I see Erin Dwyer. Erin Dwyer was a Tacony PAL kid. She's now communications director for Councilman Alan Dom. Today is the beginning of your trip to whatever that next job may be for you. And so that's what this is about. It's about collective impact. A couple weeks ago, we had a college and career fair. So as the city's rolling out more effective and different crime strategies to try to deal with some of the challenges, Captain Thomas and Diana, who you saw in that video, pulled together a college and career fair, because what our PAL officers do is hopefully they help connect you to resources above and beyond what we can do in a PAL center. It's great to have a place to do homework and to play chess and to play basketball, but more importantly sometimes is the ability to connect you to different adults in the world that care about you and can help you in other ways, maybe hire you, maybe get you into a college or a different high school. We had 33 different colleges and career opportunities represented, and almost 200 kids came through the door that day. 3 different companies were willing to make offers to hire you on the spot. We're going to do a whole lot more of that, but that's the sort of thing that a collective group can make possible. One of the first meetings we had with Mayor Kenny, just prior to our first PAL Day at City Hall together, was about South Philadelphia and Sheila's old neighborhood of Grays Ferry. We didn't have a presence there. We were there at one point in time, and then we hadn't been there for a couple of years. Mayor Kenny asked us to talk to the Salvation Army and see if we could figure out a way to work together. Could we come together collectively to make a bigger impact in the community? I know that all of us are very proud to say that we opened the Grays Ferry PAL Center Subsequently, we opened the 25th District PAL Center at Allegheny and Masher. And Mayor Kenny, I'm very excited to tell you that on April 1st, we will open our third partnership PAL Center with the Salvation Army at 5501 Market Street. So Sheila, as Sheila said, while we want to always continue to do better, it's also important to celebrate your successes. And so I just want to leave you with a couple of thoughts here. Since that meeting, Mayor Kenny, 16,000 kids and youth have come through the PAL centers. They have come more than 340,000 times to voluntarily spend, at the end of this school year, we will eclipse 1 million hours spent with police officers. These are kids in the city of Philadelphia who are volunteering. They could go anywhere. They are voluntarily walking into PAL centers to spend time with Officer Rear and Officer Haskins and Officer Martinez, and you name it. These officers, that's the power of PAL. So together, collectively, we hope to do a whole lot more. And I can tell you that our next speaker, who is the commanding officer, this guy's just getting started. There are big things ahead for the Police Athletic League in 2019. I want to introduce you to my partner. I'm not a police officer, but I get to have a partner as one, Captain Jerome Thomas.
Good morning. Before I get started, I think that we need to give our children a round of applause. I really believe it's necessary. Ted and Sheila, thank you. I would like to take a moment just to acknowledge one of my bosses, Commissioner Myron Patterson, of course the mayor, and of course our representative from Toyota, because without them this would not be possible. Round of applause. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the support of PAL. You know, PAL is an organization, as you know, who we serve the community. You know, children are our most valuable resource. You know, and we invest our time and our resources into making sure that our children are taken care of. As a new commanding officer of this unit, I definitely feel privileged just to be in the position to be involved with PAL, with my counterpart Ted, and with my PAL team. I want to make sure that my PAL team gets the recognition that they deserve, because without them, a lot of these things wouldn't occur. We can just give our PAL team, Christian, Ashley. So teaching our youth the importance of city government is valuable. You know, we're living in times of ignorance, just to be quite frank with you. And we need to take some time out to allow our kids to experience these types of things. Fortunate for us, we're in a position to do that. And it's just an awesome experience to see all these young men and these young women in here with their sashes. They're in here with their suits. And we're preparing them for greatness. You know, so I definitely just, you know, I'm speechless when I think about, you know, the potential, you know, of our children here in the city of Philadelphia. Me and myself, I have 6 children. My wife is also on this job, you know, so child rearing and just seeing, you know, pouring into children is something that is not only something that I now do professionally, but it's also something that I take very personal, because I have those experiences of having a wife on the job and also, you know, having 6 children, 3 boys and 3 girls. So with that said, I'm looking forward to everything that these children are going to experience today. I pray that it's a great experience, and I thank everyone for being here.
Thank you, Captain Thomas. Next up is Deputy Commissioner Myron Patterson, who, as Captain Thomas indicated, is in leadership in the police department. At times, he has also directly overseen the PAL unit. I can tell you that he has been a tremendous supporter of what we do, and it makes our jobs a whole lot easier to have someone who is so committed to not only the city of Philadelphia, but most importantly, we'd argue, the children of Philadelphia. Deputy Commissioner Myron Patterson.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Well, good morning. Hey, look, man, this is the beautiful sight. I got a classmate in here who soon will be leaving, Officer Ernest Rear. Hard 34 years, huh, Ernest? But to you young folks here, opportunities. And I look around the room, I'm looking at you. This is what's best about Philadelphia. You, our young folks, and what we can do to help you along. You represent the future of everything that's good about Philadelphia and to uphold that. You know, so that it's very personal. At times, and even my lifetime, I was speaking with Tom Mellon years back, even though they may have been a couple of PAL centers, during the time that I came up, late 60s, gang wars, things of that nature, PAL centers weren't always accessible because you had things to worry about even traversing to get there in the neighborhood I grew up in. I'm glad to say that that isn't so today. You know, so this opportunity that you have is a beautiful sight to see you here today. Thank you to the board members, Ernie Presenica, Ron Rubina, Ted, outstanding job, Drew, doing great, absolutely fabulous, and all the PAL officers. Congratulations to all you students who are moving on to bigger and better things as we progress through this day. You know, that's what's good. Commissioner Ross isn't able to be here today because he's at a major city chiefs association meeting. They meet quarterly, but he sends his best regard and wishes. He would be here if he absolutely could. Thank you, Mayor Kenny, for all your support. Mayor Kenny was a PAL kid. We understand the mayor and the police department, ardent supporters of PAL and the business that they do and conduct. And you young folks are instrumental and an integral part. You're that important to what we are about as a city. So take this part very seriously as you enjoy yourself. And the officers that's here who have given themselves to you every day and to share those experiences is of the utmost importance. Thank you to all the mentors who are here to uphold and share your experiences with these young folks. Is of the utmost importance, where you can develop a dialogue and get together and speak on a one-on-one basis as to what these jobs are about within city government. But I'm quite sure as we traverse through this process today, you're going to be picking up other things outside about what city government is about. It's about life and how that relates to what we do on a daily basis. So that is that. Out of the 19 PAL centers, most PAL students are active in community service, raise each other's self-esteem and grades through their peer tutoring and accountability to their teachers and parents at the PAL centers. The presence of PAL centers in our community builds a community of collaboration with PAL students, engages PAL student families, improves communication, and fosters respect between neighborhood residents and district police officers. Respect and understanding where we stand as a community as a whole. The police, our professional, our business community, educators, all across the business. It's about respect for each other, and that's what this is all geared to, that understanding about different ethnicities and cultures and what we deal with as a daily basis as a community of neighborhoods and what they're comprised of. You know, the PAL programs reinforce the guiding principles of ideal citizen of Philadelphia. Service, integrity, respect, accountability, collaboration, communication, and results. All of our PAL kids receive these mentorships and coachings to assist in achieving their various goals and dreams. These young men and women today represent the future leaders and what's best about Philadelphia. I want to go on. I'm just so proud to see you in here. It's opportunities. Never let opportunity go by. You can be whatever you want to be in this world. It's about what you make it and understanding each other and being considerate of each other. It's of the utmost. I cannot impress upon you any more than that. It's a lot of dynamics going on here today. It's hard being a young person these days and times, as opposed to when we came along. With that being said, I won't be too much more long-winded. I'm getting ready to step off here, but I am really pleased, and we're going to have a beautiful day today. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, First Deputy Commissioner Myron Patterson, for those very inspiring words. I hope you all feel it, because remember, first impressions are a lasting impression, and this is your opportunity to make that first impression with your mentor and all the folks that you encounter today. So, and thank you again, and welcome to our own Captain Thomas. We are so excited to have you part of PAL, and to Ted, thank you. So, for the past 3 years, this event really has been the beneficiary of a very generous partnership, and you've heard who it is. And you see the logo behind me, and that is thanks to our area Toyota dealerships. So by being this title sponsor for multiple years now, they've shown that Toyota's dedication to make an investment in the future of Philadelphia, and that future of Philadelphia is you, all of our PAL Youth students, and for all those students who are not here, because it took a lot for you to be here. So I want to congratulate you for being selected, because I know everybody wanted to take part in today, and so you're like the best of the best. So congratulations on this selection. But it's thanks to Toyota, who was able to make today possible, for sponsoring this PAL Day at City Hall. So now, on behalf of the 49th Annual PAL Day at City Hall, presented by Toyota Dealers, please give a big round of applause to Tom Mellon. And Tom, this is a special day for him, because Tom is a former Philadelphia police officer from the 25th District back when. So I don't know exactly when, but I know he's a former cop. But Tom is currently the representative of the Tri-State Dealers Association for Toyota. So Tom, thank you and welcome.
Well, Sheila, thank you so much for that warm introduction, and a reminder to me that many, many moons ago, yes, I was a proud Philadelphia police officer in the 25th District, as Sheila had pointed out, and it's very humbling, and it was a wonderful experience for many, many years to work as a Philadelphia police officer. And as I circled around the room, from our city officials to our police officers, all of our volunteers, all of our mentors, and most especially our students, the leaders, the future leaders of our communities. I can't tell you how I feel and the encouragement through the innovation and the vision that this program continues to provide. It's just remarkable. And what an opportunity, a unique fulfillment, as this program carves a pathway, a very special pathway for all of our special students who have reached achievement, not only with academics, but with their community service. It's just a wonderful program that continues, as I'm mirroring a lot of the comments that the Commissioner pointed out, how wonderful it is with the opportunities. I didn't have those opportunities, but I can see the energy, the stimulation with all the students that I spoke to, and some of my old peers when I speak to them as well, that there's a bright future for our city when we look at the future leaders of this city. On behalf of the Tri-State Toyota Dealers Association, I want to thank the Police Athletic League for inviting us to be a part of this fantastic event once again. After we became a partner several years ago, we were able to see the huge impact that this program can have, and we knew that it was something very special that we wanted to continue to be a part of. At Toyota, we're fortunate that we get to partner with so many great organizations in Philadelphia, but being that I'm, as I indicated, a former Philadelphia police officer myself, I'm very familiar with the PAL programs, and there's something that I hold very dear to my heart, because I know that they can truly help change the lives of so many wonderful children in this city. I think that it's a true testament to the dedication of our police officers and city officials that these programs have been around for more than 70 years, and now they have helped tens of thousands of children throughout the city. And as I look around, as I indicated today, it is very clear that with students that we have at present, Philadelphia is going to have a very bright future ahead of us. Thank you again, Congratulations to our students and this year's honorees. Thank you very much.
Thank you again, Tom, and thank you to Toyota. Okay, so it takes a lot of work to run a city and the size of Philadelphia, with more than about 1.5 million residents and about 30,000 or so of our closest friends who are city employees. But one student here today is up to that task. And so she is going to give our mayoral address, and that is going to be our new mayor for the day, and my new boss for the day, and all of ours. So she's going to get to shadow our own Mayor Kenny for the day and all of his activities. And you will learn that, I said already, that you have to be the most nimble, flexible person, because you come in with an agenda and that agenda does not even get touched. It just gets added to, because all these things come in, all these decisions that you have to do, all these people you have to meet. And there's a lot to go on. It's not all glamorous. You think of the title Mayor of Philadelphia, but it is a lot of hard work. So you will get to do that. So I want to welcome my new boss and our new mayor of the city of Philadelphia for February 13th of 2019, and that is welcome Sinai Leggett. Welcome Mayor Leggett, I should say. Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable Mayor Kenny, First Deputy Commissioner Patterson, and other distinguished guests. I would like to thank you for being here today and for giving me this opportunity to speak. I would like to start today by reciting a Dr. Seuss quote that speaks hope Powell has given me for the future. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. Powell has influenced my life in many positive ways. As a young child, I would get home from school, I would go to the Ford Powell Center, I would do my homework, participate in 24 math challenges, and use a computer lab. As I got older, I encouraged my younger siblings to attend the Powell Center. And while they were there, I became a homework tutor, computer lab aide, and I will also referee flag football games. I will forever be grateful to the Ford Powell Center because it is a positive beacon of light in our community. I would like to first thank God, because without him, I would not be able to stand before you. I would like to also thank my mom for all her positive feedback and keeping me on the right track. With all of her encouragement, I was able to maintain excellent grades, and I was recently inducted into the National Honor Society. I would also like to thank my Powell officer, Officer Joe Ellaby, for nominating me for this awesome opportunity. I am extremely honored to represent the Ford Powell Center and the entire 7th Street community with this position. Lastly, to my fellow Powell youth, please make the most out of your experience today. Remember, we are all the best the Powell has to offer and some of the most extraordinary teenagers in the city of Philadelphia. And to that, I finish the quote I began with today. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you're the one who'll decide where to go. Thank you for your time, and enjoy your day.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a little bit more about Sinai. She's actually a senior at the Philadelphia Electrical and Technology Charter High School, and as you heard, she is a member of the Ford Powell for the past 8 years. So she hopes to attend Clark University in Atlanta, Georgia after graduation, but she wants to major in biology. God bless you. And I know you can do it. So thank you so much, Mayor Sinai. We are so proud of your accomplishments. We wish you the best of luck today and in the future. And as your supervisor, Powell officer, said, you are definitely destined for greatness, and we can see it already. So now at this time, I am extremely delighted to introduce a gentleman who has the interests of our city's youth and at the forefront of everything that he does. He's demonstrated his deep commitment to ensuring all of our children, all of our Powell youth, has every opportunity to receive that quality education built on a foundation of accessible, quality, pre-K programs and the services of community-centered schools. So growing up in South Philadelphia, he was a devoted member of the Powell himself, and now as mayor, the real mayor of the city of Philadelphia, the other 364 days, right? As the honorary president of the Philadelphia Powell, and is a champion for the youth of all the PAL programs and the partnerships throughout the year. So please welcome our 99th mayor of the city of Philadelphia, our friend, our boss, Philly PAL's leader, Mayor Kenny.
Thank you very much, and good morning to everyone. And it's great to see so many of you here for PAL today. Ford PAL was 3 blocks from where I grew up, so I'm very familiar with that PAL in South Philadelphia. And PAL Day is one of my favorite days of the year. As you may know, I was a PAL kid myself. PAL centers provide neighborhoods with much-needed public space. They host sports leagues, chess clubs, and many other options for individuals to pursue their interests. But more importantly, they help build lasting relationships. When young adults like yourself have the opportunity to speak with officers in these settings, you realize that we're all on the same page. And more importantly, that you see these men and women that they want you to succeed. That's why they do what they do. They want to ensure that every person in this city has the opportunity to reach their full potential. And forging these relationships is more important now more than ever, when we need to look past the initial biases and realize that we are all basically the same. This is also the purpose of today. You will have the opportunity to work alongside city employees and gain a better understanding of the day-to-day operations of this great city. We hope that you take advantage of this opportunity. We're here to be resources for you, not just today, but every day going forward. So thank you especially, thanks to everyone who made this possible. Especially want to recognize Ted Qualley, Sheila Hess, Jerome Thomas, Myron Patterson, President Judge I.D. Fox, and Toyota for their support. I hope you all enjoy your day today. And now I'd like to invite Sheila Hess and Ted Qualley up to the podium as we recognize a dedicated PAL officer. Officer Ernie Rear has been with the Philadelphia Police Department for 34 years, 28 of them as a PAL police officer. Now we would like to take the opportunity to present him with a formal citation upon his planned retirement from the city. And we thank you, Officer Rear, for your service to our city, especially to our kids. Thank you. I just want to tell the students here and the young people here today, there's nothing that you can't do. There's nothing you can't accomplish. If you stay connected to the positive people in your life and continue to make additional positive connections with other folks that you may not even know yet. That's the most important thing. People care about you and they want to see you be successful. And they will go out of their way for you if you make that connection with them. So and I know a lot of people in this room maybe have grown up or growing up in circumstances that are difficult for them. It makes it a struggle every day. But remember, at the end of the road, there is something good there for you if you continue on the right road. And that's why it's really important for these officers to connect with you. You know, when I was a kid growing up, my parents would always tell me that if you had some difficulty out in the street, or you didn't know where you were going, you were lost, or you felt unsafe, find a police officer. A police officer will get you where you need to be. And over the years, that always isn't the case with every family in our city. And I think what PAL does is it bridges those gaps and it connects police to our kids and to our families and to our neighborhoods. So my aspirational goal is that every family, every parent would tell their kid, you have a problem, you need some help, find a police officer, they'll help you. And that's how we strive for every single day. I know Deputy Commissioner Patterson has been a police officer for a long time, and he is a cop's cop. He's a police officer's police officer. But when he stood here speaking to you, you could tell the real joy in his voice and the joy in him that he could see what this is doing for all of us. So, you know, policing's tough, and sometimes you have to lock people up, and sometimes you have to arrest people, and it's not easy. But all of you have the opportunity to really get to know a police officer and police officers for who they really are, which is dedicated to your public safety first, to your well-being second, and to your future third. So good luck today and have fun. Thanks.
Thank you, Mayor Kenny, for those words. And congratulations again to Officer Ernie Rear on his upcoming retirement, as you saw him debut in the video. Okay, we're almost done, and we are actually ready to start this exciting day. But before all of our PAL students can assume their very important jobs for the day and their new roles, we have to make it official, right? So the way we're going to make it official is we are going to have the oath of office, and it's an enormously crucial part of public service. So whenever someone is elected or appointed to city government, he or she must take an oath pledging their duty, honesty, and integrity in service to the people of Philadelphia. So it is essential that everything that we do is for the best interests of our residents and that we never, ever lose sight of that. So it's my honor to now introduce to you and ask the Honorable Blees to come forward. She's going to administer the oath of office to our PAL Day students as they become PAL Day honorary student officials. At this time, we're going to ask all of the PAL students to please come in your place as you see the lines here in proper order, and we'll get this started. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. And I ask you, as you look out, doesn't it restore your faith in our future? This is our future, and as a Philadelphian, I can't tell you how proud I am. So thank you. It's my honor to now swear in these young students. So if you'll repeat after me, I state your name. You got to be a little, you have to do it again, because you have to make sure everyone hears you. So I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Do it again. The Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of this Commonwealth, and the Philadelphia Home Rule Charter. And I will discharge the duties of my office and position for the City of Philadelphia with fidelity. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you so much, Judge. We greatly appreciate it, and congratulations. Now I'm going to ask all the students to please officially go back. You are officially honorary members of the city government for today. So I ask you to please go back in a fashionable order to your tables, and we are going to continue the program now. First off, we want today's event to be trending, right? So we want to make this very high level. I know you're all addicted to social media. So the hashtag for today is hashtag Toyota PAL Day at City Hall. And so we ask you to use that hashtag when you are doing your photos from today. Okay, guys, we're going to continue. This is the important part. Now that you are official members, you did it. And it's time for the main event. And since this day is about mentorship, we will start the speed mentoring portion of the program. Can I have everyone's attention? Okay, we're going to ask how it works is you're going to move from table to table. So table 1, you're going to move to table 2. You're going to each have 4 minutes And you're going to do 3 rounds, so a total of 12 minutes to mentor, make the most of it, and ask the most questions that you can. Get business cards and exchange your names. So once I begin, I'm going to ring the cowbell. Table 1 goes to 2. Table 19 goes to 1. Okay, everybody. Just the students move. Students move.